Good morning, everyone. Welcome to our community worship with the UUs of Charlottesville. It is good to see everyone's face. We are glad to welcome all of you in virtual sanctuary. It is together that we make this a place of celebration and solace, connection and compassion. My name is Dawn Dirks, and I am serving for the very first time as worship weaver, ably assisted by our backup weaver, Greg Townsend. Today, we are celebrating us, our congregation, and all we can commit to together. It is our annual pledge drive kickoff Sunday. We are grateful for the tech wizardry of Sean Scally, Kelly Dryden, and Caroline Hines, who are working behind the scenes as technical support. And we are grateful to our video editor, Ellie Ransom, for her amazing gifts and contributions. Christine Gresser will be sharing your joys and sorrows, and Reverend Linda is preaching. And now I would like to welcome board member Pam McIntyre to offer you all her welcome.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Pam McIntyre, and I'm an at-large member of the board. I've been a member of this congregation for 28 years. Over this time, I have come to deeply love Unitarian Universalism and our focus on our principles of valuing all people and expressing love in action. I especially love our congregation. I look forward to coming to church and being together with other people that love can make a difference. I have come to think of us as the Church of Loving Kindness. I even love coming to our board meetings. I love the discussions where we don't always agree, but we treat each other with respect and care. I love being part of a group that is doing good in the world. Over the years, I have been mystified as to why our church struggles so much to do our good work, to support each other, and to be a strong force in Charlottesville. I am very grateful that we have Reverend Linda as our interim minister to help us figure out our struggles. Recently, I have come to realize that a huge part of our struggles are financial. We spend much of our time and energy on trying to get by financially. Although we are a generous people when it comes to social action giving, as a whole, we give at much lower levels than other UU churches. We struggle to pay our staff at even 85% of the minimum recommended by the UUA for our region and church size. Sadly, as you can see by the given chart, a relatively few families provide a huge part of the financial giving of the church. At the last board meeting, I was shocked to see that the financial giving distribution in our church is more representative of a mission church where a few people are supporting a majority in need. I'm embarrassed to say that up until the last few years, I did not realize how all of this worked. And Greg and I were giving at way too low a level. So in recent years, we more than doubled our giving. This year, we increased our pledge again, and we're also giving another $1,500 to the fund to match new and increased pledges. I tell you this because I want you to know that we believe in this church, and we are putting energy and money behind this belief. I believe in the mission, in our mission in the world. I believe that Charlottesville needs us, and I believe we need each other. We need to be able to do the good we can do and spread the love and kindness. I invite you to join us in reconsidering what your pledge level could mean to us all. Thank you.
Welcome to this new day. It starts here in the new light, in this moment, in this breath. You feel rising in your chest, in the heartbeats of all of us together now, drumming out in harmony and answer to the sun. This rhythm building between us, the healing, the hunger, the hope, the courage, the calling, the commitment, the drawing out of a new day.
It begins now. In this story we weave together. In this song we sing. These prayers and promises we bring into being from our hearts to our lips, from our hands to our shared life. It begins with the commitment to keep trying, to keep our sense of humor, to keep close, knowing that we are all in this together. Come, let us begin.
Let
Let
us
us worship
together.
together.
We are the Landis family, and we'll be lighting the chalice this morning, the symbol of our UU faith.
We gather this hour as people of faith,
with joys and sorrows, gifts and needs.
we light this beacon of hope, sign of our quest for truth and meaning.
In celebration of the life we share together, we light this chalice to celebrate Unitarian Universalism.
This is a church of open mind.
This is the church of helping hands.
This is the church of loving hearts.
Our congregation's chalice has been lit and will have its own screen throughout the service.
If you have a chalice in your home, please light it now.
You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me happy when skies are gray. You'll never know, dear, how much I love you. Please don't take my sunshine away. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine. Everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine. Everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine.
Thank you, Scott. I have discovered that there is so much that so many of you value about being part of this UU congregation of Charlottesville. We want to collect a treasure trove of your words, and you're invited, each of you, to make a brief video recording of yourself or your family, 1 minute or so, saying in a few words and a few sentences what this congregation means to you. Please send it to us this week so we can share it with one another during this month of March. Today, offer this from Dylan Halbert.
Hi, my name's Dylan. I'm 13 years old and I've been a part of the UUCVille community since I was 5. I have so many great memories built around the RE program, including growing up with all of the friends that I enjoy hanging out with all the time. I love how the church is so inclusive and welcoming no matter what your background is. And in the RE program, we are able to visit and enjoy the cultures and religious backgrounds of many other people in our community. I've learned to help others and enjoy helping others as I do so, and making meal packets with friends, and going out into the community, and just enjoying the company of people in our community. My family supports the church, and I hope yours will too. Thank you.
Thank you, Dylan. I'm Greg Townsend, and I too have found so much at UUCville that I value. Pam, who you heard from earlier, and I have been members of this church for a long time. Our sons grew up in this church. This beloved community was pivotal in their becoming the wise, conscientious, and kind men they are today. Our congregation is a small but critical part of moving this world toward prioritizing love and justice. In this troubled world, we have built a sanctuary of understanding and kindness. Here we value respect for one another. We believe in a free and responsible search for truth and meaning, and we put our love in action. We don't always get it right, but we point our hearts in the right direction. I know that for this precious congregation to function, we all need to support it with time and money. So I consider my financial pledge seriously, and I give all that I can. I know that I can count on us to strive to be inclusive, to keep our minds and hearts open, to work for truth and justice, and to support this congregation in every way we can. It is good to be a part of this community. Together with Pam, I have made a pledge to support, and we are giving more this year than last because we know how important it is in this moment to keep UUCville on a good financial footing, and I invite you to do the same. Now I offer these words as a kind of promise, a prayer, an inspiration to us all, hurt and scarred by so much lost, so many hurt, by the storms and injustices of our times and those past. But today we give thanks for each other and a new day, the kind of community and commitment that only emerges from the going through hard times and good together. A blessing shaped by our loves and our losses, our sorrows and our joys, our failures and our triumphs. A blessing shaped by the beauty we persist in co-creating, the justice we insist upon. A blessing shaped by our dedication to the values that shape us, unremitting compassion, a joyful and radical inclusion, a compassion for the poor and marginalized, a deep and wide dismantling of white supremacy, honoring the great mystery of life with appreciation and humility, and with a commitment to collective liberation that frees all. A blessing for all. May it be so. Amen.
Love will guide us, peace has tried us, hope inside us will lead the way on the road from greed to giving. Love will guide us through the hard night. If you cannot sing like angels, if you cannot speak before thousands, you can give from deep within you. You can change the world with your love. Love will guide us, peace has tried us, hope inside us will lead the way on the road from greed to giving. Love will guide us through the hard night.
This is the time in our service when we typically would invite you to make a weekly financial offering to support the good works of our congregation. Instead, I want to invite you to do something even more meaningful for the long-term health and future of the Unitarian Universalists of Charlottesville. Today, I invite you to make your pledge of financial support for the coming year, July 1st, 2021 through June 30th, 2022. To make a financial pledge is to commit through our decisions and our actions to this, our spiritual community. It is a real and tangible way to help ensure that our voice as a liberal beacon remains strong and vibrant for ourselves, for our larger community, for our elders and our children and our grandchildren. We can build this future together. I am a lifelong UU, and many of you know that my children are fourth generation Unitarian. This liberal faith matters to me deeply. It has been a gift to my family for my children to grow up immersed in the spiritual freedoms of our beliefs, lifted and held by the loving experiences of our RE program here. I pledge because I want all of the goodness, all of the love, all of the brilliance that is UU Charlottesville to continue to shine brightly. We have the power to decide together who we want to be and become as a congregation. To do so requires a healthy and robust financial foundation. In recent years, I have served on both the personnel and the nominating committees. These opportunities have expanded my understanding of the financial needs of our congregation. During the last pledge drive, I increased my pledge by 50%, and this time I'm increasing it again. I was going to tell you that I have increased my pledge by 33%, but this week, as I thought about what this community really, truly means to me, I decided to change my pledge and instead to double the amount from last year for a 100% increase. This is around 7% of my adjusted gross income. Yes, this is a significant financial commitment on my part. But I have come to realize that it is time to put more of my money behind where my heart is, here at UUs of Charlottesville. When I pledge, I'm giving back to myself and to all of you here at my beloved spiritual home. We're all in this together. Making a pledge is not the same as putting money into the collection plate, real or electronic, each week. Making a meaningful pledge allows our board of trustees to create a realistic budget for the coming year. Our pledge drive will last for the month of March, at which time it will come to a close, and our board will make their decisions based upon the total amount of funds that have been pledged. This year, we need everyone to join together and to pledge generously. In order to have a balanced budget, we have a pretty hefty ask, an overall increase of more than 30% over last year's total pledge income. This is a significant increase, and we do not ask for this lightly. Last year, we received a pandemic assistance or PPP loan for $83,000. This loan will be forgiven, but we do not expect to receive a similar loan this year. We need to make up the difference with our pledges in order to maintain our programming and in order to continue to employ all of our wonderful staff. This year, we have matching fund donations of over $17,000 that several of our congregants have offered. If you have never pledged before, or if you make a significant increase to your pledge, that amount will be doubled up to $17,000 thanks to these generous souls. You each will be receiving a call from a pledge asker in the next couple of weeks. This is your opportunity to share a meaningful connection together, to talk more about the financial needs of our congregation, to find out more about the matching funds, and to have any questions answered that you might have about how to pledge. After you have a conversation with a pledge asker, when you're ready to make your pledge, please go to the church website and click on the Pledge tab on the screen. Follow the instructions to take you to the pledge form, fill it out, and submit your pledge. It really is that easy. Thank you to each of you for your generosity towards our congregation. We literally cannot do this without all of us. And now I ask you to remember Amanda Gorman's words. When day comes, we step out of the shade, aflame and unafraid. The new dawn blooms as we free it, for there is always light. If only we're brave enough to see it. If only we're brave enough to be it. Friends, let's be brave enough together.
From you I receive, to you I give. Together we share, and from this we live. From you I receive, to you I give. Together we share, and from this we live. From you I receive, to you I give. Together we share, and from this we live. From you I receive, to you I give. Together we share, and from this we live. From you I receive, to you I give. Together we share, and from this we live. From you I receive, to you I give. Together we share, and from this we live. From you I receive, to you I give. Together we share, and from this we live.
Wonderful, wonderful. So I heard it was coming after 800 years. A couple of months ago in December, a light in the sky was coming on the longest night of the year, the winter solstice, the Great Conjunction. That night, my granddaughters and I looked out our windows. We walked outside, we walked across our yard and down the street, trying to get a view. The clouds in the night sky were coming and going, and we decided we had to give up. It was too late. It was too cloudy. It was too cold. And then we saw it. There it was in a gap in the trees, far out in the night sky, the Great Conjunction on the night of the solstice, the conjunction of Saturn and Jupiter, when those two bright planets appeared to be right next to each other, the closest they had been for 800 years. And they shone more brightly than any planet or star alone ever does. It seemed a miracle, that bright light on a long, dark day, the once in a millennium conjunction, a miracle like a promise, like the Christmas star so long ago, a promise of a new light coming to a dark world. Every day since that night, while we're still in COVID separation, while we still feel the pain on our planet Earth of people's injustice and inhumanity, while we still were shocked by the pain of the January 6th attack on democracy, every day we have been watching the light grow from day to day. Some people are saying that we are in a moment of history that comes rarely, a moment called the Great Turning, a time of big shifts in human awareness, millennial shifts. What if that is true? My muse sings, "It is time now, it is time now that we thrive. It is time we lead ourselves back to the well. It is time now, and what a time to be alive. In this great turning we shall learn to lead in love." It is time now. And what a time to see how we are experiencing this together. How privileged are we that we are here together and we are interrelated, we are connected, we are a part of a whole, and we have the opportunity to be the light. At this great conjunction, coming together, we can create a brighter light that the world so needs right now. All the crises that have been coming together at us, climate crises, serious overdue reckoning around racial justice, the crisis about people not even knowing what truth means anymore. Our very democracy is threatened, and it's at a breaking point. This is the time right now. This is the time for us to commit to one another, to finding the solutions. This great turning needs all of us. I know that for many of us, the primary things on our mind right now is getting through this pandemic, getting our vaccinations, getting back to normal. We're tired of Zoom meetings, wearing masks, not being able to hug our grandchildren, tired of people getting sick and dying, and of kids trying to learn on computer screens, of all the anxiety of feeling disconnected. There is a strong desire to get through this and get back to normal. But this is what I want to say to you today. Do we really want to get back to normal? Do you remember what was normal before the pandemic? Before the pandemic, you as a congregation were struggling. People were mad and hurt. Some people left the congregation. Some people withheld their money. Others of you remained in hope, but still hurt. And before the pandemic, the world around us was filled with ills and injustice. We were a mess. The reality before the pandemic is not the normal that we should want to get back to. No. And you, the Unitarian Universalists of Charlottesville, I don't want you to go back to your old normal, as wonderful as you remember it. Because I want you to remember also that old normal was a time of trauma, August 12th, and also the loss of faith that you had in each other, and the struggling for money, and the arguments. What I hope for you is that you will take advantage of this moment of great turning, of the rare conjunction of all your lights, so that all of us together will seize this moment and go forward to a new normal, forward to the community that you could be. What could the world be like post-COVID? Well, yeah, smiles and hugs and being with each other and finding ways to continue the lessons that you've learned using technology to be more inclusive. But what would happen also if we could make the commitment, the promise together to be a covenanted community, not just isolated individuals doing our own thing and getting together when we will, but the new normal could be a dawning revival, a new light shining on our commitments to be in covenanted community, in relationship, in partnership, mutuality and humility with our diverse world. It is time now. It is time right now, this month of March, to prepare for the other side of this COVID moment. It is time to use our freedom to journey with one another and with each other to heal the troubles and the wounds within this congregation and in the larger society. This is a pivotal moment for you, Unitarian Universalists. You have been at the edge of real peril, real loss. But I know you have a strong will to survive, and you have decided to turn back from that edge. You want to recover, and you want to discover your new day stronger and healthier than ever. Well, here we are, a moment of commitment, the pledge drive when you will be asked, will you be sure that this congregation can be a part of the great turning? Will you be able to go strongly into a new normal, a post-COVID, post-crises normal? It's a tough question. It's a challenging one. And I've told the board, this is the month that we're asking for pledges. We're not going to keep making future plans, waiting until the spring, waiting until the summer. We're going to go with what you ask, with what you can give us now. We need about $100,000 more than you had this past year. And so now is the time for you to decide, can you join in helping us make this up? So we will know what we will work with, what we don't have and what we do have.
From the light of victory timber turns the beacon bright and clear, guiding hands and hearts and spirits into faith set free from fear. With the fire of commitment sets our mind and soul ablaze. When our hunger and our passion meet to call us on our way. When we live with deep assurance of the flame that burns within, then our promise finds fulfillment and our future can begin. From the stories of our living brings the song both brave and free, calling pilgrims still to witness to the life of liberty. When the fire of commitment sets our mind and soul ablaze, when our hunger and our passion meet to call us on our way, when we live with the assurance of the flame that burns within, then our promise finds fulfillment and our future can begin. From the dreams of youthful vision comes a new prophetic voice, which demands a deeper justice built by our courageous choice. When the fire of commitment sets our mind and soul ablaze, when our hunger and our passion meet to call us on our way, when we live with deep assurance of the flame that burns within, then our promise finds fulfillment and our future